What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve, and today is a very special review because this is technically my first ever early look at a pair of sneakers that hasn't dropped yet. They actually drop this Saturday as of the publishing date on this video. They are the Jordan 12 Game Royals. But first, I want to give a big shout out to my homie Grant, longtime friend and fellow sneaker connoisseur. He was gracious enough to loan these to me to check out and review for you guys. So thank you, Grant. Now, I'm affectionately terming these the Blue Flues, and the reason it has to do with the history. So let's get into the history really quick about this shoe. The Jordan 12s were part of MJ's repertoire in 1997, and they were the shoes he wore in the infamous flu game in the 1997 NBA Finals. It was Game 5 against the Utah Jazz, and MJ basically didn't sleep that night. He was throwing up all day in the hotel, didn't attend team practices, the shoot around, everything. He was just not there. He looked like crap. He felt like crap. He was asked multiple times and confirmed that, and you could kind of see it in his eyes, his face. He looked tired, but he still turned in a monstrous performance, and that game is now forever known as the flu game, despite reports that it was more food poisoning and a fever, and whatever the case, we know it as the flu game, and that is how the Jordan 12s became known as the flu game Jordans. So because of that, Blue Flues. Because of this gorgeous royal blue, they decided to go with this particular release. That brings me to the design on the Jordan 12s. Once again, this is the kind of design that I just love. Minimal branding. It's all about the lines. It's all about the stitching. It's all about the contours, the way the light hits it. I mean, it's not just a bunch of big Jumpman logos and swooshes or any kind of, numbers, letters, things like that. This shoe relies heavily on its shape, its texture, its lines, and the final result is a beautiful, timeless shoe to look at. I mean, look at this thing. It's a stunning, stunning shoe. It really is in a lot of ways. And you got the tumbled black leather. That's the majority of the upper, and on the forefoot, what they've decided to go with this particular pair is this really beautiful suede, and it's got a bit of a snakeskin pattern to it, and matching that blue on the tongue is the Jumpman logo with 2 spelled out, the number 3 at the bottom of the tongue underneath the laces, and of course the royal blue color is carried on through the midsole and the sole of these sneakers. Beautiful, perfect herringbone tread pattern on the sole of the sneakers, one of my favorites. And then you get into that little Jumpman logo that kind of curls up the front of the tongue, and then most of the branding on the sneaker is actually on the back of it. You've got the Jordan going down the spine of the heel, the Jumpman logo on the tab, and then the 23 on the back of the heel, which is part of the midsole architecture. And really, I mean, that's it. And that's the beauty of the Jordan 12. It is such an iconic sneaker, but it's also a simple sneaker. And really, when you look through great designs, whether it be furniture, cars, clothing, architecture, in a lot of cases, it is the simple design that wins the day and that ultimately proves to be timeless. And the Jordan 12 is no exception. And other than the black and red OG colorway that these came in, maybe a cool gray colorway or a black on black type of colorway would pique my interest and favor as well. But this blue with this black looks exceptional. And there's a couple colleges and professional teams too that you can kind of, if you're a fan of those teams, you can link your fandom to these shoes and wear them on game day, part of your game day fit. You can get off of fit in just about anything with these sneakers. They're gorgeous. They're well suited for the court. They're well suited for off the court. They just look stunning, understated, exactly the way I personally like my sneakers in a lot of cases. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the flashier stuff too, but these here, there's just something about that understated look, that quality over flashiness and branding type of look. The stitching and build quality on these sneakers looks wonderful. I'm particularly fond of the stitching along the black part of the upper. It kind of rounds out on the toe, and then it has like a bit of a sunburst pattern going along, kind of measuring out the upper, almost looking like an explosion coming from the midsole. Almost like every time your foot comes down, there's a nice burst of energy coming through, and the stitching is kind of outlining that expansion of energy. I mean, that's getting a little too deep into it. I've obviously been looking at these sneakers for too long, but regardless, you can pull a lot of inspiration and you can appreciate a lot of the simple elements of this design, and knowing that it doesn't always have to be overcomplicated or overdone. Sometimes the best things are stripped down to their bare elements, and you just let the craftsmanship and the quality materials shine through. Now, like I said, the sneakers do drop this Saturday, and I believe the price point is $190 US. I've seen some anticipation online for these, though I'm not sure just how much is going to be available or how hard or easy they are going to be to get. So make sure you're ready. Be at your computer, your phone, tablet, whatever the case, and get ready to hit that buy button, because I do believe that these are probably going to sell pretty well, as they are a beautiful sneaker, very well done rendition of the retro Jordan 12s. And when I do have to give these back to Grant, which is pretty soon, I am definitely going to miss seeing this on my shelf, and I'm probably going to get my hands on a pair as well. So that's it, you guys. Thank you for joining me for this quick review of the Jordan 12 Game Royal, or what I'm calling the Blue Flues. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of these sneakers down in the comments, and I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel so far. The subscriptions have been pouring in at a much higher rate than I anticipated. I appreciate that, and I'm going to try to keep doing the things that you guys appreciate, that you guys are looking for. If you have any suggestions, feel free to drop it in the comments below. Again, let me know what you think about the sneakers. Please consider hitting the like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you have a good day, good evening, good night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.